Okay, so we just pulled the flywheel off, and that's what the problem is that wire right there. It was sitting up too high, and it was hitting the flywheel. So I guess when I tightened it on, you gotta turn around the other way. So the wire is down here on the bottom. This is something you always got to watch out with, and this has gotten me a few times now, is wires and stuff for the condenser. And even, this wire here that's coming back to the coil, if it's not sitting right, that darn flywheel will make contact with it, and then you end up with a bare wire, and then it's grounding out. And that's why, that's one problem. There could be other problems here that we're going to find out about as we go through this saw. But for now, I could tell it felt like it was just turning off, and that's what was going on. It's grounding it out and turning it off. So I'm going to change out. Luckily, I have two other condensers, or else I'd have to try and figure out a way to insulate that wire and put it back in, which I still might do because that's a perfectly good condenser. It just has a cracked wire, or a worn wire, I should say. Anyhow, just sharing that little update, and we're going to put a flywheel on this bad boy and fire it back up because we want this thing to run. So we got the condenser replaced with one that doesn't have a frayed wire. We've got the wire, so it's in a spot where it's not going to make contact with the flywheel. I checked it. It does have spark. Now let's try and get this thing fired up so it'll run for a while on its own. I am going to prime it because I don't have the choke working yet. And maybe I'll see where it's leaking from. I've got it filled up with gas now. I don't see any leaking at the moment. All right, we got that. Gas down in it. Let's see if she'll go. We're taking my arm off. Oh man, this thing is a son of a bitch. I really probably should have a bar on this thing. I'm starting it. Come on, you son of a bitch. There we go. Just super flooded. This is a really tricky needle to fucking see and adjust. Oh my God, I can't even see the needle in here at all. And I do have gas. What is going on here? Can't see what I'm doing at all. Half. One. No priming. She's flooded all the doo-doo there now. All right. Okay, so 440 update. Can't remember where I left off in the last video, but I had an HL carb in it from a Mac 141, 142, something like that. It was flooding out really bad. Needle and seat must be bad in it. It needs to be rebuilt. Wouldn't run. Put in the old flat back. Filled up the tank. Took it out and fired it up, and it ran for a second and then quit. And then I went to go pull it, and it's like was seized up. I thought, oh, what's going on here now? Thought, gee, maybe the recoil seized up. No. Tried to turn the flywheel. Nope. I thought, oh boy, I just, blew a ring off and it's, seized up. Pulled the muffler. It's turning over again. But I think I got a bad, a rod bearing or something like that's badness. Anyway, whatever's going on, she needs more. I don't know if it's the crank bearings, because it's got to be a rod bearing, the rod cap or something. So we're gonna stop trying to get it to run and just gonna go ahead and pull the top end on it and have a look and see what's going on. So next video will be with the top end off. Okay, so this would be, I guess, Mac 440 project part 2. We'll pick it up on part 3 once we get into this a bit more.